Let's say that you're introducing your friend to a video game. Ask yourself, where would you start? You've already raved to them about how much fun the game is, but that does nothing to improve their knowledge of how to play the game. There's so much to talk about, so how do you make certain that they understand as much about the game as possible before they play it? You might take this approach. First, you'll explain the conceptual knowledge of the game, which probably involves the basic objective of the game, its setting, how it's structured, and strategies to accomplish the objective. Next, you'll elaborate on the tools and skills needed within the game. This could come in the form of literal objects or perhaps skill points that you can build by performing certain actions. These objects or actions will make or break your character's performance and are likely dependent on conceptual knowledge of the game. Perhaps the conceptual knowledge of the game can change suddenly depending on the tools or skills you or other characters utilize. As your friend learns more and more about the game, they'll likely be able to see the relationship between these two facets of the game itself, and will craft more detailed strategies around these connections to accomplish their objectives. While I won't say that life is one big video game, it is important to highlight the infinite amount of tasks that derive from this approach to learning new things. A carpenter will need to know not only the wider conceptual knowledge of measuring, cutting, framing, and constructing different types of walls, building frameworks, and door frames, depending on the particular project, they'll also need to know the specific tools and skills required to accomplish their objectives with a complete understanding as to how to use them. An accomplished artist will be able to tap into their multiple skills and will no doubt have a wide variety of tools at their disposal, but they will also need to understand how the tools they use and skills they demonstrate will fit into the type of art they are creating. Furthermore, the carpenter and the artist will gain a greater appreciation of their crafts when they are able to understand the relationships between the tools or skills they use and their conceptual playing fields. Through years of study and practice, they'll discover and deepen the connections between these two arenas and will likely share these revelations with their peers, who will continue the cycle and attempt to draw connections of their own. This collective call and response contributes to the vast network of knowledge on their respective subjects, adding depth and interest to the professions of carpentry and art. History is no different. Historians not only need to understand historical thinking concepts, they need to introduce themselves to the skills that other historians use in the field so they can practice and apply them to their study of history. Doing so allows historians to draw connections between the conceptual knowledge of historical thinking and the historical thinking techniques they use every day. These connections will deepen and broaden as they are utilized more and more, with the possibility of new connections being forged along the way. Finally, these connections are built upon and studied further by other historians who will frequently engage in peer review with their colleagues, working together to critique and hone their craft, thus leading to a more comprehensive, collective understanding of the field of history. Historical thinking concepts and historical thinking skills work together to help you unlock history. These are the ingredients you will need to breathe life into countless historical events and the accounts, sources, and documents that tell their stories. In the videos ahead, I'll first introduce you to historical thinking concepts. This will allow you to view the bigger picture, quote unquote, that is illustrated around the historical timeline, or if you will, the setting of the video game. It will also cause us to reflect on our primary objectives for studying history, which will always influence our mindset when analyzing these historical events. Next, I'll introduce you to the skills historians use in their daily endeavors and provide opportunities for you to practice these skills. In both series of videos, I'll reference events that happened in the 21st century to serve as a playing field for these exercises. I'll do so because these events offer a wide range of sources to investigate as you aim to practice historical thinking concepts and skills, and also because they're more personal, more immediate, and they're more likely to resonate with you as you walk on the path of a historian. They'll also challenge you to separate personal opinion from factual account, something that is extremely important when engaging in any historical analysis. History needs you to open the door to its vast, mysterious, and harrowing world. Armed with proper equipment and paired with stubborn focus on your primary objectives, you can continually discover more about its terrain with each foray into the unknown. Crucially, you may also learn more about your own outlook on the world around you and take all that you've learned in the world of history with you as you navigate the mysteries of your own futures. This is Bunk Study.